Hello, everyone. Welcome to your lunchtime interview of Wantrepreneur Wednesday. For those of you I don't know, my name is Patricia Cimino, and I'm a certified life coach, and I help people get the results they want to get in their lives. So I help people get from here to where they want to go. And I started this series, Wantrepreneur Wednesday, back in March, where every week I'm interviewing a different woman entrepreneur. And today I have the honor to bring to you a guest of mine that is also part of my local women entrepreneurial mastermind that I've created here in this area. And her name is Joan, and she is a certified holistic healer. And let me just tell you, when she told me that she was a master Reiki practitioner, she does reflexology, and she does crystal healing, I was like kind of intrigued, right? And listen, years ago, maybe I would have thought it was very, very woo-woo, but the more that I study about the brain and about our bodies and about energy, the more that I'm learning that everything has energy. And so these rocks, if you can see them, these are the rocks from my session yesterday with her, which I went in and I was feeling completely blocked. This last week, I've been completely as far as content creation and marketing, I've been very uninspired. And I went to Joan and said that to her. I said, I've hit a wall. I'm really feeling like uninspired. And we did our session, and let me just tell you, it was magical. So I want to introduce to you Joan, to my audience, Joan Burns. Joan, please introduce yourself and share who it is that you are and what your business is. And if you're joining us live, hello, shoot us a comment below. We love to hear from you as we're streaming this. Okay, Joan?
Okay, hi. Thank you for having me on, Patricia. I am Joan Llewellyn-Burns. I have an office in Hinsdale where I do Reiki, reflexology, and crystal healing. It's fine, like you were saying, a lot of people aren't really familiar with it, and don't really know what energy healing is at all. And so I'm really thankful for you letting me come on here and talk a little bit about it.
Yeah. So how did you end up going down this road? Like, give us the whole story.
Well, I was just always very intrigued with the idea of that we are, energy beings. We have electrical impulses. We have all this energy going on in our body. And also about finding ways to feel better physically that didn't involve, the typical Western medicine of, I have migraines and stuff my whole life. So, another pill that doesn't work. So just looking for ways that can help that are not pharmaceutical. And so just kind of did reading over the years, and then I started learning about Reiki, and so I became certified in that. And then I learned, I always had a love of crystals, since I was a little kid. Any kind of stone, I just loved it. So I thought, well, that'd be a great thing to add to Reiki. So I got certified in crystal healing. And then I also was intrigued with the idea of reflexology, which is the idea of the soles of your feet or your hands have certain points or reflexes that relate to all parts of your body and all the organs. And by pressing on those points, you're releasing energy through your meridians and to help clear up any kind of congestion. And I found that it really helped tremendously with me and with my my kind of ongoing health issues. And I loved it so much, I thought, I got to do this. I have to do this as a job.
So share exactly what it is that crystal healing does. Share exactly what is it about crystals?
Okay. Well, I have one of my little crystals.
Ooh, yeah, nice big one.
Yeah, it's an Arkansas quartz. And so the idea of crystal healing is that if you took this quartz and you put it underneath a microscope, that you would see that all of the molecules, the atoms, they're all a very specific geometric shape all the way through the crystal. So that means that the frequency of this is very steady. And then as opposed to like our bodies that are made up of, you've got bone, you have muscle, you have blood, which are all at different energy frequencies. So they call it a dominant oscillatory rate. There's a kind of a whole science behind that, which I won't go into forever. But the idea is that when you have a crystal that has a really steady rate of energy, that it helps entrain our multiple energy frequencies, so that we feel more in tune energy-wise. Our frequencies become more, I don't want to say stable, I can't think of the word I want to say, but more together. And since ancient times, people have used crystals for everything. And so a lot of the metaphysical meanings for different crystals, for like, let's say, you have, bloodstone. So, since ancient times, people have like prescribed meanings, what this is good for, the root chakra. And so there's a lot of stuff that has come down through the ages of what different crystals can be used for.
Wow. Wow. And on the Reiki part, that is also a word that we're hearing more and more about, this whole Reiki. Explain what Reiki is in a couple sentences.
Yeah, well, you do hear more about it. They actually use it in hospitals. There's been some research behind it. And the idea is that by using the Reiki energy, that you are clearing any kind of energetic congestions or blocks in the body. It's good for pain relief, for sleep, for elimination, to help your body find its natural body balance. And they have used it a lot in hospitals with cancer patients and people going through chemotherapy or after heart surgery. And they found that it really helps with the pain levels.
Wow. Wow. That is so cool. Well, I just have to interject this because yesterday, you guys, I'm not crazy. I'm going to tell you what happened when I had my session with Joan. As I said at the beginning of the interview, this last week, I've been feeling just very stagnant, very blocked when I've been trying to create content. Content meaning, from posts on social media to programs that I want to put together, just the content, what I'm going to be talking about. I've been very, very stuck and it's been bothering me like crazy. And I told her that. And I'm telling you, I was laying on the massage table, the bed that she has, and she was performing the Reiki on me. And I swear to God, at one point, I felt like a ball in my throat, like I could physically feel a ball in my throat, and it just like came up. It just like came up and out. It was the most bizarre thing, but I know what I felt, and I'm telling you, it was crazy. And I do have to say today, I'm not feeling like totally 100%, but I am feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. I'm not feeling as blocked as I was yesterday. So it was just, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a really cool experience. It really was. So tell everybody, what's been your big why for like kind of every entrepreneur has a why for starting a business. Like, why did you want to make this a business and not just something that you wanted to practice on your family and friends or enjoy for yourself?
Yeah, and I think it's because I noticed such a big increase in health for myself, for my kids. When I first started doing this, my son, who's 16, who has autism, was much younger. And when I would just start doing Reiki on him, he would really chill out, which says a lot for him. He's a busy guy. And that he would request it. And he still requests it. And my older son does too. Can you do Reiki on me? I'm not feeling good. And so it's like, it works, and it's not, so much people are used to it, but it works. And so I just kind of very passionate about, sharing it and having other people feel well and feel better. I just love it. I love sharing it.
That's awesome. I'm sorry?
And I think we need it, something to kind of complement the Western medicine.
Absolutely. So, as you have been building this business, tell me what has been some of the challenges that you've had to hurl over being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, probably the biggest challenge is kind of the perception of what energy healing is, that people think that it's kind of really woo-woo, it's way out there, it doesn't work, it's very strange. So kind of, you know, getting over that mindset has probably been the biggest hurdle. Just to have people kind of be comfortable with it and coming to the office. That is probably the biggest one.
It's probably a lot of educating that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not anything scary. I don't, you know, you're fully clothed. It's not anything.
No, it's not for me at all. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I was so relaxed in that, and it was different than meditating for me. It was different laying on that table, and it was just different. I enjoyed it, and I've had Reiki done, and there's different types of Reiki, you know, right?
Yeah.
So I've had it done, and I've never had it done the way that you did it. So it was very fascinating, especially with, you know, that thing that I was feeling in my throat. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to another woman who's thinking about starting something on her own?
I would say believe in yourself. And you know, I think as women, we kind of have a lot of self-doubt about ourselves. So just believing in your idea, your mission, and believing in yourself, having a great support network. I have my partner in my office, Bonnie Powell. She is an amazing friend, an amazing person. And because you're going to have those times when, you know, things aren't going right, you know, you're full of self-doubt, and to have somebody in your life who's a cheerleader to kind of help support you and say, you can do this, you got it, is really, really important, because it is a difficult process and there's a lot of learning to be done. And so to have a good support system, I love your mastermind group, because it helps me think in ways that I've never thought before, and hope and open up my mind in a different way, business wise. You know, I have a little bit more hard time with the business end. So I think your program has been really helpful in many, many different aspects of the way I think and looking at my business. And but having that support and then being saying, I can do it, because you can. The world needs more women out there.
Yes, totally. Okay, so the question I love to ask every person that comes on for an interview is, what has been the best mistake you've ever made during this entrepreneurial journey?
Right. Yeah, I think that's a great question, because it's a great way to look at it, that it maybe wasn't the best, but it was a mistake, but maybe it was the best outcome for you. And I would have to say that what I would say for mine would be that I just kind of was like all gung ho, and I jumped into it. I'm like, I'm going to do this business and I'm going to be super successful. But I didn't really have too many goals written out. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have a lot of things set in like a planning way. But what was great about that is that, you know, just taking that passion and excitement about what I do is in that momentum. If I had sat back and really kind of sat down and went through, I have to do this and that and the other, I might have intimidated myself into not going for it and getting started. So getting started, and then I learned as I went along what I need to do. Now I have to do this, or I have to add this. And I think that just going for it, and as hard as it can be, you know, when you're with any business, I guess, was really probably my best mistake.
Yeah, and you know what, you hit on something really, really important, and it's something that I've worked with a lot of clients on. It's like, don't worry about the how. Like, just take the next step that feels the best to you. Keep taking those next best steps. Don't worry about the how, because sometimes we get so tied up in that one how, and then if it doesn't happen, we want to throw the business off to the curb, right? Like, trash the whole idea. It was a terrible idea, right? But if you don't have one specific how, and you just keep taking the next step, you know, you'll have a plethora of hows, and you'll try bunch of different hows, and you won't get discouraged if one doesn't work out. You'll just keep trying for the next one. So yes, I think that's such a great mindset. Where can people find out about you, both online and offline? And do you have anything coming up in the future that you want to let them know about?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook at Attune Energy.
Attune.
Yes, Attune Energy. I had a website that I kind of let go, but I think I'm going to get that going back up again. That's one of my business goals. And I currently have a fall special going on that you can see on my Facebook site. You can also email me, and we'll probably put all that in the comments. Yes. And then in the closer to the holidays, I'll have some gift certificate specials and holiday specials too.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. Well, Joan, thank you so much for coming on. It's been great having you here and kind of educating this audience on what these different things are for anybody that's watching. I hope you learned something new, and check out what Joan has to offer. She's got a great fall special. I'm telling you, that session was magical for me. It really was. And then, you know, as I mention all the time, I have just a few spots left in October for one-on-one coaching. If it's something you're interested in, please feel free to touch base with me. I do complimentary clarity calls, and I'd be happy to chat with you. So until next week, make it a great Wednesday, and we'll see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joan.